Hello everyone, welcome to the Darkest Wings Tarot and happy Halloween. I am filming this at midnight exactly on Halloween. So I'm really excited for this reading. As they say, the veil is thinnest on Halloween, so I'm really interested to see what messages come through today. This reading is going to be very connected to the energy of Pluto, of transformation, and of the sign Scorpio. Because it is Scorpio season when I'm filming this, but this reading is really for whenever you need it and whenever you see it. Scorpio deals with the lower chakra, and it deals with the reproductive system and actually like our human waste, our womb, our actual sexual organs. And so there's an aspect that is very transformative, an aspect of Pluto that has a lot to do with rising and falling, darkness, what is hidden. Because, I mean, if you haven't noticed, there are little pieces of tape on some of these cards, and that's because YouTube wants tarot readers and pretty much everyone who uses the app to cover up reproductive aspects of the human body. So Pluto is at times what is hidden. Scorpio is at times what is hidden. Scorpio is a sign that is co-ruled by Mars and Pluto. So there's an energy to Scorpio that is a fighter, and it fights through the darkness. It fights through transformation. And that is what birth is all about. Birth and death. Because when we give birth, it's not exactly an easy process. It is a hard process. You go into labor. And it's so interesting because that's kind of like the Mars portion of Scorpio, is that fight to get through the darkness, that fight to get through the hard times. Scorpio rules sometimes over other people's darkness as well, not just your own. It can sometimes be the darkness you pick up from other people. It rules over sex, death, transformation, in-laws. But yeah, I was really drawn to using keys today, as well as some other things that I have. Because when we get through a transformation, when we get through an initiation period that is Scorpio and Pluto and Mars energy, we unlock something within ourselves. When we dive deeper into our shadow and what is hidden, there's a transformation that takes place, and therefore we unlock something new about ourselves, about our path, and about the world. So I have 4 piles for you to choose from. Before we dive into the piles, I want to give a disclaimer, and I want to say that tarot readings are never supposed to have all of the answers. This is only a snapshot of part of the picture, and this is a general reading. So when I'm doing a general reading, I'm picking up on the energies of a lot of different people. So it is really important that when you are watching these readings to trust yourself. If you feel like a message is not meant for you, it is not meant for you. Take what resonates and leave the rest. This is not the, this is not like the end of the world. This is just a tarot reading that is meant to connect you to yourself. If you ever hear a message that you do not like, you may not have been centered when you chose a pile. Okay, so we go about our days thinking about a million different things. And it's really important when you are choosing a tarot pile that you really quiet your mind and step into your intuition. It's okay if you're like frantic choosing a pile. I do that all the time. But know that not every message is going to be for you, and that's okay. Certain messages may be for you, certain messages may not be for you. So before we dive into the reading, I just want to do a short breathing exercise. So this breathing exercise actually scientifically triggers your vagus nerve to relax your body and show your body that you are not in fight or flight. We're going to breathe in through our nose for 4 counts. Then we are going to hold that breath in our bodies for 4 counts. And then we are going to exhale out of our nose for 6 counts. And we're gonna do that 3 times, okay? We might even do that 4 times. We'll see how we feel. So, ready? In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, and release, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, and release, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna do one more. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, and release, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I'm going to go ahead and show you the different things that we have for each pile up close. So on pile 1, we have this skull key. There we go. On pile 2, we have this key. It's got a pretty sharp end there. On pile 3, we have a wooden moth. I'm sorry if it's having a hard time focusing. There we go. And on pile 4, we have a ram pendant. This is a ram skull pendant. All right, so go ahead and pause the video if you need to. This stone is carnelian, I believe, that is with this ram skull. It's just to hold the ram skull up so you guys can see it better. But take all the time that you need, pause the reading if you need, and I will see you in your pile. Bye. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the key, the skull key, and you chose this card. And this is the card Wake. So we will see what this card kind of means for this reading later on. I'm just going to set it up here for now. And let's go ahead and get into your cards. All right, we have the 3 of Swords reversed. We have the 4 of Cups upright, and we have the 5 of Pentacles upright. Okay. And then we have Wake. Okay. Pile 1. I mean, the 3 of Swords reversed always has something to do with hurt and pain. But this pain is on its way out. This hurt, this heartbreak is actually on its way out. I feel like you are trying to understand what you've been through better. And take what resonates and leave the rest. But I feel like some of the things that you've been through are hard for you to understand. I feel like you can't wrap your mind around it. It's something that is more internal with your heart. It's like you're trying to think your way through something that is actually very emotional. So if you're trying to logically wrap your head around something that you've been through or something that you're feeling, it's actually more your heart that has the answers. But I feel like your heart feels so vulnerable right now. And I just want to know that you are very watched over. For some reason, at first I saw these birds as like coming after this man's chest, like they were almost going to start picking at his skin, at his heart. But the more I looked at this card, and after I kind of, sensed that vulnerability and voiced it, I'm really getting the feeling that you have a lot of spirit guides, ancestors, whoever you feel with you in this life, on the spirit side, that are actually trying to understand your heart. They are convening with your heart. And what that means, convening, is like your guides are in communication with your heart. Okay, I just got the download. Some of you may feel like you are dealing with your heartbreak and your pain in a really messy way. And I feel like you may feel as though, sorry, I said a lot of feel likes, but it's almost like you aren't sure who would understand you because it's hard for you to even understand you. But your spirit guides, they really do understand you. They are with you, and they are actually looking into your heart. All those things that are hard to see about yourself, your spirit guides, they see those things. And they are protecting you through this time. I feel like you are just really emotional right now. It's so strange. It's like you're logically trying to figure out why emotions are running high, and also why the same issues have been plaguing you over and over. Because I feel like this is an old hurt that you've been trying to get over for a long time. And at this point, it's like, I'm not sure if I will ever move through it. So take what resonates out of those messages and leave the rest. But I don't know why, but I see this bird as either your spirit guides or as you looking down on a past version of yourself. I feel like there were things in your life that were so painful that it's like, that you could never go back in time and do things any differently, because it really did just take time to move through those really hard things. Because you know how some people are like, well, hindsight is 20/20. I feel like in your case, some of you may feel like there is nothing I could have done differently because the pain was too hard. I never would have been able to see past my own pain and move forward. Like, it was something I had to experience. It was something I had to endure. And I just feel like there's things that you're not sure, like, you're going to get over. You're just not sure, am I going to get over these things? I'm gonna take a quick sip of water. It feels like part of you feels so vulnerable and exposed by your own pain, by your own, like, I don't know why the words like vices and shortcomings are coming to mind. Because it's almost like the way you deal with these wounds, it seems to be almost plaguing you in a way. And I think that you're just wondering, why can't I let go? Why is it hard to let go? Why is this process of letting go so hard? Why does it feel like I just have to surrender to whatever I'm moving through? Like, why can't I see a clear way out? That's really the messages that I'm getting. So I'm going to go ahead and look at your clarifiers. I'm going to see if I get anything else here. This could be a variety of situations. I don't know why I heard work. I don't know why I heard like work. Some of you could be feeling hard on yourself for not leaving a job in time, or for staying longer than you should have, or working a job that really hurt you in the past, or could be currently hurting you. This could be a variety of situations. I have to mention divorce. It could be a divorce. Feeling like you're not sure how you got to this point, and it's like, it almost feels like someone else is running the show in a way, like your hands are tied as to how you're going to deal with this situation. There's something very sacred about what you're going through, Pile 1. I know that that's really hard to believe, because I feel like what you're dealing with, it just feels like darkness that is insurmountable in a way, and it makes you feel bad about yourself. For some of you, like what you're going through actually makes you feel shameful in a way. I think it takes you out of your body. It takes you out of your body, because I think that you're trying to intellectualize this pain. But there's something sacred about what you're going through. So this card, look at the angel wings on this card. We have the phases of the moon. And what is in between the two full moons? The getting smaller and darkness. And at the bottom, we have 3 skulls. 1, 2, 3. And this makes me think of the triple moon. And we have a woman here. What is she holding? She's not holding anything. Her hands are in a very protective, almost like saintly pose. And this guy as well, he's in a state of surrender. His chest is outright. His hands are tied, and he is outright. What you don't see about this situation is that you are in a state of surrender in a way. And what you are surrendering are the things that need to leave you, believe it or not. So if you're going through things and you're like, this is really uncomfortable, it's because there are things that are actually leaving you right now, things that are being purged from you. And this may have been a slow process, but it is still a process that is happening. It's like the phases of the moon. So if you feel like part of me just has to surrender to what I'm feeling, like I could never go back in time and change things because these things are hard to deal with even now to this day. Something about this situation is leading to your empowerment, is waking you up. This card says wake. But this is more than an intellectual awakening. This is an emotional awakening, because we have a woman here and we have the moon cycle. This is about intuition. This is about the sensing, the feeling, the opening, being vulnerable with life again, being vulnerable with yourself again, and having that vulnerability not feel like a punishment. And having that vulnerability like not feeling as though it is a punishment. Believe it or not, these things that are really hard to understand about what you're going through, they're not meant to be understood. They're meant to be felt, because that is how you are awakening. It's like your heart is awakening. You're healing. I know it doesn't feel like it, but you will heal from this. Because nature is on your side. This is the moon cycle. Everything on planet Earth is affected by the moon. And the moon's one job is to look down upon Earth and protect Earth. You are very protected right now. As I said earlier, by your guides. And even in this picture, as this person is trying to intellectualize what they are going through, there is a bird onlooking. And crows are symbols of transformation, of magic, of trust in the unknown. And you can't intellectualize the unknown. You can't intellectualize what other people have done to us, what happened in the past that we had no control over. And I know that it's frustrating now to not have control over your own feelings and impulses in a way. And it's like you can't wrap your head around why you can't control it. It's because it's meant to be felt. You're meant to feel these things. Your feelings are important. They are making you stronger. They are making you more holy. They are making you more of an earth angel in a way. Like what you are going through is going to help other people, but it's going to unlock a softer version of you, a more connected version of you, someone who is more connected to their bodies because you're feeling these things instead of intellectualizing them, instead of trying to understand them. It's going to make you more connected. I don't know why, but this looks like an acute angle. And it makes me think like, don't be so hard on yourself. Maybe you're handling your heartbreak in a way, like I said earlier, like I'm just getting a lot of shame from this card. And then these birds are like your spirit guides saying like, don't be ashamed of your human form. Don't be ashamed of your emotions. They are what make you both human and godly at the same time. I don't know how else to describe it. Like this card is so holy. It's so feminine. It's so connected. And the feminine isn't always concerned with protecting herself. The feminine is more of an open energy because it's the womb. The womb is receptive. It's receptive to carrying a baby or whatnot, you know. I'm not saying that this reading isn't really giving me much about pregnancy. I'm getting more a connection to the earth, a connection to yourself and like who you are as a physical being by just allowing your emotions to be there. They don't make you a bad person. They aren't your punishment. And they aren't something that you need to understand. Some of you may have OCD. Some of you may overanalyze your thoughts or your feelings or your impulses. And you are more than that. You are much more than those things. Like you are not your thoughts. The earth wants you to connect to it more. I don't know why, I'm just getting the feeling like you need to be outside more. Being outside is really going to heal you in this time. It's really going to unlock your healing and it's going to make you feel more like yourself. Because I feel like this healing process has been really hard on you. But anyways, with this acute angle, I feel like your guides aren't judging you at all, and you don't need to be so hard on yourself if you are being hard on yourself. Like if you have bad thoughts and you're like, it's related to what you've been through in the past, that doesn't mean that you're a bad person. You can kind of let yourself off the hook there. I just feel like you're trying to understand what got you to this point and where to go next. But you're in this place right now for a reason, and you're meant to connect to yourself on a deeper level. All right, let's look at these clarifiers. Wow, we have the Queen of Swords. Talk about intellectualizing. Okay, this is making me understand you a lot better. we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay. And we have the Moon. No surprise to me after all these moons. And look how it just lines right up there. Okay. You are someone with very strong boundaries. I'm getting a very protective energy. Whether or not your guides are protecting you, you protect yourself very deeply. And I think that that's where a lot of this intellectualizing comes from. Because you are trying to understand how better to protect yourself so you do not get hurt the same way you did in the past. You are a very strong person. You are somebody who has been through the darkest of worlds and returned stronger. You are not a stranger to processing extremely deep and dark things in your life. You could be an Aquarius. You could have Aquarius placements. You also could have Scorpio placements. You could have very prominent Scorpio energy. Okay, so that's 8th house energy. This is 11th house energy. I don't know why. Why am I getting like 5th house energy, but it's like a air sign in there, like a Gemini 5th house, an Aquarius 5th house. I don't know why I'm getting that energy. Like, you are very methodical in a lot of things that you do. You're a very intuitive person. We have the moon, and then we have wake, and we have the moon cycles here. You are a very intuitive person, but you are also very intellectual because I think that you had to be. It may have been a trait that you learned to protect yourself. There is so much inside of you, and only take that if that resonates with you. If that message doesn't resonate with you, you don't need to take it, because my next message is your emotions are waiting to come out. There's a lot of emotions that you have not been transparent with yourself about. Okay, so you might be like, what does that mean? How can I not be transparent with myself about my own feelings? I mean, like, when you try and intellectualize your feelings, sometimes that makes them get pushed down, because instead of something that you're feeling, you're taking that feeling outside of yourself and looking at it under a microscope. When it's a feeling, it's meant to be felt. And there's a lot of emotion that is in you that is ready to break out. We have a dog, chained under the moon, and he's about to break out. I mean, it's like a werewolf in this image. Here's the thing. When we intellectualize things too much to protect ourselves, it can sometimes hold us back from the power that is waiting to emerge. I think maybe this is why I was getting 5th house energy. There may be like this, and only take this if this resonates, but there may be a lot of creative projects that are waiting to come out of you, but you have had a hard time connecting to your feelings because you have literally been through so much pain in your life for so long. It's not like you're numb to it, but it's like it's been really hard to feel that much pain for so long. It's almost like it becomes a part of your everyday. But I think that there's something... Okay, this is getting kind of interesting. So I think that your feelings want to be felt, but they also want you to share. This is share like with the world, or in a project, or in an outlet, or even just anywhere, just to share it, even with yourself, with others, anything, the earth, like whisper it to a tree, what you have learned about yourself. It's like, okay, you've intellectualized these feelings. We want to be felt in their entirety, but also like what you have learned about yourself and how you deal with your emotions and how you deal with your pain is still valid too. It's not like you've been wasting all this time intellectualizing your feelings and what you've been through, trying to understand yourself better. It's not like that was wasted. No, that's so important. Your feelings are going to demand to be felt, but they also want you to communicate and share what you've been through as well, what you've learned about your feelings. So if I don't know, this is just an example, but it's like, if you're the type of person who has been through really hard things in their life for so long that you tend to reopen wounds over again, oh my gosh, that could be what this is. Wow, you could just really rehash things that you've been through over and over. It's like, why do you do that? I think it's because there's some things that you haven't felt about those situations yet, or they're waiting to be communicated, or you're supposed to understand a deeper truth about yourself. But you have to know that sometimes the truth is just in the feelings. Sometimes the truth really is just the feelings, not what you think about those feelings, not what you think they mean, but just how they feel. So it's really hard for me to get this message across. I hope I said something that resonated with you guys, because it's kind of hard for me to get that message across. But I feel like you've been keeping a lot of what you've learned about yourself and your emotions and what you've been through and the things that you continue to go through, that you continue to dive deeper and to understand better. I feel like you're keeping those sort of thoughts and even those feelings just in a vault. I'm just getting this feeling of a vault. And it makes me think that there's almost like a chamber of knowledge, a chamber of emotion and raw power within you that wants to be put into something. And maybe that's why you have this skeleton key. It's like the hard things that you've been through, the death. This is so interesting. When we die, our soul is unquantifiable. It's hard for people to know what happens to the soul, but the skeleton is always left behind. And those are both two important parts of death. And that kind of makes me think the emotions, you can't really see and quantify your emotions in the same way you can with your thoughts and your words and how you would describe those feelings. But there's still two very important parts of death and transformation and just being a human, feeling and understanding. So I hope that made sense. We have another card here, and this is an oracle card. And we have the fox. Oh my gosh. You could have had dreams of foxes? Wow. Okay. A fox could be your spirit animal, as well as ravens, as well as dogs even, wolves. So I just want to say what I'm getting from this card. If you were to Google what a fox represents symbolically, you would get a lot of trickery. People would say foxes represent tricks, trickery, being clever. And I just kind of want to dive into how that maybe fits into you and your situation. I feel like you are a very clever person. You are resourceful. You are very good at understanding things and putting words to them. You are a very thoughtful, clever, smart person. You are just very smart. And that's why we have this Queen of Wands. You are a very smart person. Part of you may feel like you deceive yourself. like you are such an intellectual and smart person. Like you deal with your feelings in a way that almost like deceives you in a way. Like I said, kind of reopening old wounds as a way to heal them. Because you are a very strong person. And like I said, when you feel so much pain for so long, it's almost like, what does a little more really mean in the grand scheme of things? And that may kind of cheat you out of your healing a little bit, or cheat you out of feeling your feelings and then moving on from them. Like if you've moved on from something, you don't need to come back and think about it some more and understand it some more and hurt yourself over it more. But there is a part of you that is so clever and lively and childlike. I don't know why I'm getting that image from a fox, but it's like foxes are so small and they're bright orange. And orange represents the sacral chakra, and I always think of orange as a very, like, almost happy color. And it makes me think that there's something about you that is so lively and creative. And yeah, there's a lot to you. You are a very smart and deep person. Foxes also represent connection to the earth, and I was getting that earlier, like going out into nature is going to be really healing for you. But let's go ahead and read this card. Representing cleverness, adaptability, and the power of disguise. The fox reminds us to be clever and adaptable and to use our ability to disguise ourselves when necessary. Okay, see, there's that feeling of self-preservation, of self-protection. I feel like you've been in pain for so long. You've had to protect yourself from all sorts of heartbreak. You felt out of control in a lot of situations. Disguise ourselves when necessary. I think that you've had to shut off your emotions sometimes because they really are that hard to feel. Because you've been through things that you just can't understand. It's like you don't know how to make sense of it, why someone would treat you that way, why people would behave that way, why people would do things to each other like they've done to you. You may have lost people, you may have dealt with death in the past, people close to you dying. You may have had really dark thoughts, and it's hard for you to understand why you would even have those dark thoughts if you're alive. But don't let the darkness confuse you. Don't let your emotions confuse you. They're meant to be felt, but they aren't necessarily you. Like, we aren't always our thoughts. Not every thought is meant to be followed and chased and dug deeper upon. But your emotions, your pain, what you've been through, don't let it disguise itself as something bad and evil that you shouldn't feel. You still need to feel your feelings to understand who you are, in a way, because it's like you aren't your pain, but you do need to feel pain to evolve. And so it's like, if you keep running away from your feelings, you're going to be running away from who you are. Does that make sense? It's like you aren't your feelings, but I don't know, it's so hard to describe. It's like you aren't your pain, but if you shy away from your pain, then you aren't embracing what you've been through and who you're becoming. It's almost like pain is a step on the staircase. It's not the whole staircase. You know, like a thought is a flower in a garden. It's not the whole garden, and not every flower needs to be closely examined. Foxes may show up in your dreams. You may have dreams of foxes. And the fox has something very important to tell you. I feel like you almost need to learn how to be clever with yourself. When you start getting into that thought process of overanalyzing or getting bouts of like ruminating, or like you're going to partake in a bad habit that reopens old wounds, you need to learn how to be clever with yourself and learn how to get yourself to disengage from that. Or maybe that's a part of how you protect yourself. But is how you're protecting yourself, is that growing you or is that stifling you? Because I feel like part of you doesn't like feeling as though you are a slave to what you've been through in the past. I feel like part of you doesn't like feeling as though you're a prisoner to what you have been through in the past. And I think that it's really important that you try and find ways out of it, because you are obviously a very smart, intellectual person. So I think you will figure out how to stop engaging with things that reopen wounds, or how to stop intellectualizing your feelings, like understanding, okay, I'm starting to fall into that habit again. What should I do now? I feel like you're going to make some sort of escape, because this guy, look, he's breaking out of these chains. And then this card is wake, like waking up from your pain, waking up from those habits, waking up from those patterns. I feel like you are going to find a very clever way out of what you've been continuing to experience within yourself, and how you deal with your pain. I feel like you are going to find a way to recover, to heal. And I feel like she's just such a gothic queen. It's like she's been through things. She's not afraid of the pain, and she's strong even when she goes through it, even when she crumbles, even when she hurts. She is strong because she understands that this is just another phase in the moon cycle. All right, pile one, I hope that this reading resonated, or like that you got some self-awareness from it. I'm going to move on to pile two now. Just know that you are finding a way to be in your power and to feel your powerful emotions. You are awakening to what needs to be felt, to what needs to be healed, and also to what needs to be understood about your feelings. Like, I feel like you're going to understand why you are having these feelings, because you're going to actually feel them. Like, there's only so much intellectualization we can do about our feelings without actually feeling them. All right, pile one, those are your messages. I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, pile two. Welcome to your reading. You chose this key with a very sharp edge to it. I absolutely love this key. There is no telling how old this is. I mean, this could be from the 1800s. Seriously, like, we don't even know how old this is. It could be very, very, very old for all we know. You also chose this card. It says messenger. If you were drawn to this image, and we will get into that card kind of as the reading goes on. So I'm going to start with our tarot cards first, and then get into the oracle messages. Wow, so first we have Temperance in reverse. We have the Ten of Swords upright. We have the Emperor. We have the Six of Cups in reverse. And we have the Hermit in reverse. I do want to say that drawing cards for this pile was really hard. I had to really work hard to get these cards out. And it was really interesting because the same cards would come out no matter how many times I shuffled and reshuffled. So really interested to see what happens with that and what the meaning behind that is. Pile 1. I don't know why, but I'm getting like the intuitive message of initiation. Like you have been initiated into your power after a lot of deep, and I mean very deep introspection and a very heavy healing journey that, I'm going to be very honest, didn't feel a lot like healing. I think that you have been through something extremely testing. I think that you have faced parts of yourself that you didn't even know were you. I feel like you have acted in ways that were out of character. I think that you have gone through the deepest caverns of your shadow. And it's been pretty painful to see what you've been through. And I feel like you have had to really rely on yourself. I'm gonna just say only take what resonates with this message and leave the rest, because I'm literally just reading these cards the way they are coming off to me right now. And if something doesn't sit right with you, disregard it. But I feel like it's been really hard to trust spirit sometimes. I feel like you've had to really rely on yourself. And there's something about your situation right now, and this will only resonate for some of you, that does not feel good at all. The situation that you're in right now, I feel like it's really hard for you to continue on your shadow work and to continue getting to know yourself better. I feel like you have to be really strong right now and suffer through these really painful, uncomfortable things right now because it's all you can do. I feel like it's almost like I need to do more work. I need to do more work on myself. I don't have time to be holding the more mundane, not mundane, but like really foundational parts of my life together, because I'm supposed to be getting myself together and doing a lot of healing work, but I can't because I have to put up with this world falling apart around me, and I have to be the strength through that. I cannot falter. I have to make sure that I'm good. But here's something interesting, pile 2. You actually have done so much work on yourself already that I know that you're like, well, why can't I go within myself and go deeper than myself? I need to go deeper. I think you have been through the initiation. You have been to places that some people have not faced yet. And I think that's why this world feels so painful. And that's why you're able to really take care of yourself right now, because you actually understand more than you think you do. And I think that you understand what it is like to be in pain. Oh my God, I'm getting a little choked up. And you are a very powerful leader. I know that you may not see yourself as a leader because you feel like there's a lot of work that is left to do that you are just incapable of doing because you are in maybe really high positions in your life right now that you actually can't walk away from, or you could be in really tedious places right now. So you could literally be a CEO, or you could be on the verge of like not being able to take care of yourself financially. This is really about like positions of power that you are in. So I feel like you are in a position of power. Maybe it's not being a CEO, but it's like you are in a position of power. Maybe you own your own business. Maybe you are a leader of some sort of community, of some sort of group, and you have a lot of responsibility. And this responsibility is very deserved. I have to tell you that, Pile 2. If you feel like, no, I haven't done enough work on myself, I need to work on myself more, that is not what these cards are telling me at all. These cards are telling me that you are a leader because you have been through a lot of pain, and you even still are in pain. You're probably like, okay, well, that makes no sense. I should be a leader when I'm totally healed and when I have a grip on my life and when I've done more introspection. I think that you have been through the initiation. This card says messenger, and that feels directly related to this emperor. There is a very potent message that you are meant to communicate to the world. And like, if you've been feeling like Spirit abandoned you through a lot of really hard things or put you through really hard things, it was your initiation, because what is a leader that is not humble? That is not a leader. What is a leader that does not know what it is like to need someone to lead them? I just heard the word stigmata. Stigmata is when you have the markings on your hand of like being crucified. And that actually makes a lot of sense for like this energy right here. It's almost like martyrdom. I feel like it's almost like I have to sacrifice so much right now to just go after what it is that I need to do. I feel like you know that you need to do this. Maybe it's because you have to take care of yourself, but I feel like there's another aspect to it. It's almost like being the leader, having power that simultaneously hurts you. Having power that's simultaneously so vulnerable and painful and literally kills you sometimes. Like, I don't know why, but like, this is giving me like, if you are in a position of power and people are like jealous of you, it's almost funny when people are jealous, because it's like, you really want what I have. You want to feel what I feel on the inside, the 10 of Swords. You want to feel that. And you're jealous of me. Like, I just feel like if people act jealous towards you, like, it almost doesn't faze you in a way, because you know that it's absolutely so ridiculous that it, like, you don't even acknowledge it. Some of you could relate to that message, some of you may not relate to it. But the reason why I got the word stigmata is because this is a foot. The foot is symbolic of Pisces, and according to like history, Jesus was a Pisces, and for some reason it looks like there's like blood dripping from the foot, and Jesus had nails through his feet too. And if you don't believe in Jesus, that's okay, or like if you don't believe in Christianity, that's totally fine. You don't need to believe in Jesus or Christianity for this message to resonate. I'm literally just divining symbolism from across all religions and mythology and history, because that's how I read cards. I read cards through symbolism and different things like that. But it's almost like I'm just hearing stigmata, and the crucifixion was Jesus's initiation. A lot of people are like, oh, was it the disciples and stuff that he had and the Last Supper? That was a part of the story, but the initiation was when he was crucified. That's when everything changed for humanity. That's when he fulfilled his destiny and then was on the other side in the godly realm, right? I don't know. I actually haven't studied the Bible very well, so if you guys have any more to add to that, feel free to comment below. We also have an eclipse. So try and think back to what you were going through during eclipse season this year. Or if you're viewing this reading in the future, like later on, way after I posted this and it's eclipse season, like that was an initiation period for you. I feel like you went through some of the hardest things that you would ever go through during that time, or just it was a really hard time for you. This is a very powerful time. I know that it feels painful. I know it feels like you can't tend to yourself in the way that you want. But for some reason, there's something very important about the power that you hold right now. There's something very important about you being in a position of authority that, yes, takes a lot of responsibility, that feels really hard for you because you are still in pain. There's something really important about you having this authority, though, and you having this responsibility. There's something really important about it. And a messenger doesn't just tell messages to themselves. It's not like a messenger has letters and just keeps them. A messenger spreads that message. And so there's something important about what you're doing for yourself that's going to help other people. I hope that sentence made sense. Sometimes I start a sentence and then I'm not sure if I even finished it right. And we have the Ten of Swords upright again. I mean, I really can't make this up. That is Spirit saying, I said what I said. This is the Magician in reverse. Okay. Wow. I just got the message that you feel helpless. You feel like you can't do what you need to do for yourself right now. I feel like you have a position of authority or you're in charge of something, and it's like, I don't even know how I have what it takes to do this. We have the Star upright. La Estrella. Let me see if you can, I might move this over here. Yep, there we go. Sorry, I just totally burped. And we have the Knight of Swords. Okay. This is very fast-moving energy. We have the Star pile too. This, I know that it's crazy, but it's like, this is your moment. I know that sounds wild, because it's like, how is this my moment when it's like, my time doesn't feel like my own. I am literally building something all the time because I have this destiny to fulfill. It's like, can't I take a break from my destiny? No, because your destiny needs to be shared soon. I know that seems weird. I know that it seems weird because it's like, that's just the feeling that I'm getting, that it's hard. Sorry, this candle went out. Maybe that's kind of how you feel. It's like maybe part of you feels kind of burnt out in a way. And it's almost like, I don't even know how to make this work, but it's going to work, pile 2. That's the message that Scorpio season, Pluto and Mars energy have for you. Is like, your dream is about to manifest. Your dream is here. This is your initiation. Like, this is the big moment. Like, this is your moment. And I know that seems strange. This is your moment of martyrdom in a way. Like, you are sacrificing. I feel like it's your fear, maybe. It could be fears. That feeling of like not being able to go within yourself and just stay within yourself. It's like you got so used to doing the shadow work that now that it's time to leave it, it's like, no, there's still things I need to heal. There are still things I need to do. I'm not done yet. Spirit wants you to share your message even though you are flawed, even though you are hurting. And I feel like this is gonna happen fast. We have the Knight of Swords. And look at this, he's holding a scythe. Believe it or not, like, this is happening really fast, pile 2. We have the star here. How did I even get that? Like, it's your time. It's your time now. And there are significant endings that are taking place right now. And whatever endings are taking place right now, accept them because they are meant to happen so that you can be stable. Like, anything that is being cut out of your life is only making you stronger, is only making you more self-sufficient, is only making you more of a leader. And I know that it feels like it's hard to create from this place, but you are exactly where Spirit wants you. It's like Spirit wants you to create from this Ten of Swords, because it's a message that a lot of people need to hear. And you are going to be fulfilling this prophecy, this dream, your dream. That's what you're building right now. It's going to take shape really soon. Let's go ahead and look at this card here. We have henna. Okay, I'm getting the message that, like, tattoos are a story, because this henna is kind of like a tattoo, and it looks like she is covered in henna. It's almost like your scars tell a story, your tattoos tell a story. It's almost like you are meant to share the story of your wounds, of your scars, of your tattoos, of your initiations, of your, like, trials, your tests, I don't know. Let's go ahead and read this. Henna, representing creativity, self-expression, and the power of the body. Henna reminds us to use our bodies as a canvas for self-expression and to tap into our own creativity. Wow, so you may be getting tattoos soon. You may be expressing yourself more in the way you dress. You may be taking better care of the way you look. And maybe that's why it's, like, frustrating in a way, because it's like I'm trying to take really good care of myself, but I have so much going on. But this card says self-expression, creativity. You're meant to, this blood, this hurt that you are feeling is quite literally the well from which you are to create from. Like, your own blood is literally the paint that you use to paint. Okay, not really. I am not saying that you should do that. I do not condone that at all. I'm just giving the image that I'm getting. It's like Spirit wants you to use what you've been through and the pain that you still feel over what you've been through to create from. There's a message within you because you are so humble. You are such a humble leader. What you have to say matters. What you have to say is important. It's why you are in this position of authority. If you're like, why would someone choose me to be their leader, to be their authority? I'm in pain. I'm literally in pain. There's something very important about what you have to say, about what it feels like to really care. Because I get that energy from you. You really care about humanity, about yourself, about what is unseen, about what people run away from. You care about what that stuff is. You face it head on. That's why it feels like your shadow work is never done, because you are such a deep person. Your blood is the well from which you create from. What you've been through is quite literally the well from which you create from. I want to say that you may write, whoa, why did I say write? You may create from a place of healing. It might not just be from your hurts, because we have the star here. You may be spreading your healing journey to others. What you just got through, this sort of like shadow work, you may communicate what you've been through to others. You may have been drawn to pile 1. Like this pile may be, sorry, I got my water bottle if you heard squeaking. You may have been drawn to pile 1, and like pile 2 is sort of like the after effects of going through what pile 1 went through. Sorry, I needed some water. I feel like you may deliver really healing messages to others, and also messages about your own healing, like how you are actively getting through this 10 of Swords energy. But I just feel like this responsibility, it's kind of a burden to you in some ways, but there's a message that you have to spread. And this pain you feel from being in a place of authority almost means you deserve it more. Does that make sense? It's almost like you're not the type of ruler that's like a gluttonous ruler. You're someone who feels very deeply and understands the weight of their position, the burden of their position, what it means to others. And you need to know that you are very deserving of it, and you have a lot to share. So also, if you're thinking about getting more tattoos, you should definitely figure out what tattoos you kind of want next. I feel like they're gonna be kind of further things on your initiation, but only take that if it resonates. Like if you don't want to get tattoos, don't get tattoos. You definitely don't have to. I'm just saying this card kind of makes me think self-expression, using our bodies. Like you may be a dancer, you may be a performer of some kind, you may, I don't know, I just feel like your body is very important to what you do when you lead, and you're going to be taking really good care of yourself, and I think you're going to be like dressing up better, dressing better, feeling better in your skin, because you're going to be trying to heal through this time. But just know that you deserve this big moment, and it's okay if you're not 100% perfect as it comes around. Like you are going to keep evolving. This is your initiation. Your initiation isn't the end of the journey, it's the beginning. All right, pile 2, those are all the messages that I have for you today. I hope that this resonated, or that it gave you more self-awareness and helped you tap into something that you're going through. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you like my readings. If this message resonated with you, let me know. And yeah, take what resonates, leave the rest. I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose this wooden moth. I don't know if you can see, but there's like one eye. Oh, there's 2. Like this moth has eyes. It's so beautiful. Yeah, someone really special found this for me. My partner found this for me on the ground. Like actually found this on the ground in some city, I think in Detroit, when we were there for like a trip. Moths are a huge spirit guide. They may be for you, they may be one of your spirit guides, or butterflies. You chose this card, and this card says birth. And as you know, moths and butterflies are symbols of transformation, and transformation is death and rebirth. So this is what the card looks like. We have 2 arms spread out, 2 legs spread out, and then we have something sort of falling out. Looks like bones, and then almost a drop of blood. So we will see what this card means in terms of this reading. All right, we are going to start with your tarot cards and then get into your oracle cards. Wow, we have the 2 of Cups. We have the Fool. And we have the 7 of Cups upright, all upright. Wow. I'm gonna take a drink of water. Okay, pile 3. I hope I said pile 3. If I called you pile 2, I'm sorry. Okay. I feel like you are hitting a beautiful new beginning in your life. A new beginning where it's like you have found your home, you have found your place, you have found where you belong. I feel like you have found things in your life that you generally and genuinely really love and enjoy. I feel like you could have met somebody recently, or you could just be in a really great partnership, and you may just be feeling a renewed sense of commitment and love. You could be feeling a deeper sense of commitment and love. And I feel like this is a totally new beginning for you. And I feel like there are so many possibilities in your life right now. And I feel like you have actively manifested a lot of the blessings that are in your life. I genuinely think that there was a time in your life where you wished and you prayed for these things to emerge. And you believed in these things. You believed in your dreams, and they actually have come true. They're right in front of you. I also feel like if you don't resonate with some of those things that I said, you may feel like you have met your match in either a job, a person, a community, all of the above, a hobby, a career. And now you're just off on this adventure and you're wondering what to do next. You're wondering what is going to come next, what you should create out of this beautiful life next. So those are the messages I'm getting right away. I feel like sometimes you get worried that these things are going to disappear. Maybe you worry sometimes that it's foolish to love something so deeply. Sometimes you're worried that you are going to face the same hardships that you've been through again. But I'm here to reassure you that this is a new part of your life. This is something that you've birthed from within you. This is something you truly manifested. And so if this is something that you manifested, I just only get positive feelings from this. The only negative feelings I get are from maybe some doubt that you get occasionally, like some trust issues. But just know that it's like, you birthed this. It's not going to be like the past. Okay, this is brand new. Sorry, I just had to look at this card. Let's go ahead and look at your clarifiers. We have the 10 of Cups. Oh my God, I just burnt some of my hair. We have the 10 of Cups. We have the Chariot. Wow, we have the Page of Swords. We have the Emperor. And we have the Page of Cups. Wow. Okay, you could have been drawn to pile 2. I swear this card was meant to be in pile 2, but somehow it's in this pile, and I'm really confused. It's actually kind of trippy. It's like it just showed up like a ghost. Wow, maybe that's how you feel about your manifestations. It's like, where did you come from? I could have sworn that like you weren't around and now you're just here. What the hell? I'm just getting that this is just so much new energy and you're just running with it. So this Scorpio season, you could be experiencing a lot of beginner's luck, beginner's mindset, feeling like you're just learning so many great things about about things that you're involved with, your manifestations that have shown up. So it's like you're learning how to be a better partner. You're learning how to be better at your job, your career, your destiny, your dream. You are learning how to come up with new mindsets, new budding feelings, like just new passions. I'm just getting a sense of newness and fulfillment and just running with it. And I feel like it's not going away. Like you have found what you want and it's here to stay. And don't be confused about this beginner's mindset. You are not a beginner at all. You are very knowledgeable, you are very secure, and you are a master. Like you have manifested these things into your life because you have become a master at these things. But it's like they are so incredible feeling that it makes it feel like it makes you feel shiny and new in a way. Does that make sense? I'm hearing Meredith Grey say like shiny, new and shiny, like that she's feeling that way. That's so funny. I don't know if any of you guys have seen Grey's Anatomy, but that's a quote from in there. But I just feel it's like you are a master. That's why you have these things in your life. And that's why these things are a match to you, because you knew what you needed. And I think that Spirit also knew what you needed. It's like Spirit knew what would be a match to you. And you said, okay, this is what I want. And then Spirit said, you know what? I want those things for you too. Let me find the perfect match for you. And Spirit did. I just get a lot of co-creation with Spirit. Have you ever heard the saying, what you want wants you back? I feel like that is very much this pile. It's like what you wanted you back, because it knew that you could handle it, that you would not just handle it, but flourish with it. And so it came into your life. And I don't think this was an easy process. Like I said, I feel like part of you is like scared sometimes that the history will repeat itself. And the only reason you'd be afraid that history would repeat itself is if you had a hard history. And so, yeah. But wow, you are birthing in something very great. It keeps you engaged. It keeps you passionate. It's so funny. It looks like the cross that he's bearing. It's almost like a ball and chain. This kind of looks like a ball and chain too. It's almost like you have your person and like you joke like, oh, that's just my old ball and chain. But really, they are just the apple of your fucking eye. Like you love this person and you are serious about them and you've just accepted them. And you could just feel that way about all the things you're involved with. It's like you're stuck with those things and you couldn't be happier about it because you choose to stay with them. But it's also like they're not going anywhere because they are a match to you. So I want to say that the people that you're involved with, say that you found your match in your community, you found your match in a partner, you found a match in a career, like whatever people are involved in this, they love having you around. They love you. They look up to you. They believe in you, and they feel so lucky to have you. They care about you. They love you. Like they actually love you. So some of you are like, I'm just in my fantasy job. Like, are you serious? My coworkers love me. Like low key, they're kind of falling for you. Like not in like a romantic way, but like in a this feels right. Like this feels like something that keeps us engaged. You're just somebody who is willing to learn, but you also are someone that I learn from. Like that's the energy I'm getting. Like it's just people are so happy to have you around. Seriously, pile 3. What a beautiful setup. And this all came from you, believe it or not. And Spirit, of course. Because I mean, this person in this image, I don't know about you guys, but they look pretty skinny. That doesn't look like a pregnancy belly. So that makes me think, like, this is about spirit working with you too. And I feel like spirit is rewarding you with a lot of these great things in your life because you deserve them, because you've worked for them, because you believed that they would happen and you waited for them. So you waited for them, and you also actively sought out to get these opportunities. It's like you waited for the right opportunity, you saw it, you went after it. Or an opportunity came up and you were like, you know what, I feel like I need to do this, and you weren't sure how it would turn out. It was just a completely new beginning, and you went for it, and sure enough, it was the perfect match. It's like you have learned to know yourself and know what you want, and what you want also wanted you. Let's take a look at this other card. We have Rose. So representing love, beauty, and healing. The delicate petals of the rose remind us to nurture our relationships and to take care of ourselves. So you have all these beautiful things in your life, right? Beautiful relationships. You're really involved in what has shown up in your life, what has been birthed into your life. But it is so important to make sure that you take care of yourself, because it's going to help the longevity of these things. I mean, they're here to stay, but it's like when you take care of yourself, it keeps this energy fueled. If you don't take care of yourself, it's really hard to be in this high vibration if you are kind of neglecting yourself in a way. But I'm just getting so much love. I mean, as I said earlier, this card is just reiterating that love, that family life. You may have met the person you're meant to start a family with. You may have two kids with this person. You may get married rather soon. You guys may move into a new house soon. Yeah, those are the messages that I'm getting. Take what resonates and leave the rest if you don't want to have kids. This could represent 2 pets that you're going to have. You may have 2 pets. You may have 2 cars. I don't know. You may have, 2 bedrooms. I don't know. So that's kind of what I'm getting, but there's just a lot of love here, and it's so important that you take care of yourself, because these people involved in these activities with you, they want you to take care of yourself because you take care of them so well. They want you to take care of yourself and to feel beautiful. So if you're ever wondering, are people getting tired of supporting me, of teaching me new things? No, they're not getting tired of it at all. In fact, they are so excited to see you advance and for you guys to advance together. So that's a really beautiful short reading for you, Pile 3. I hope that this reading resonated. Really surrender to the beauty of your life right now. Really enjoy it. And take care of yourself. Nurture yourself. As much as you nurture your relationships, nurture yourself. When you give your partner a foot massage, make sure they give you one back, or go and give yourself a face massage too, something like that. So those are the messages that I'm getting for you, Pile 3. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. They love you so much, and you have beautiful, beautiful deepening of these relationships coming for you, and so much success within these relationships, so much that you're going to learn and do and become a master at. So I wish you so much luck, Pile 3. I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, Pile 4. Welcome to your reading. You chose this ram pendant. This is actually for a necklace, and it is handmade, and I got it in Costa Rica. So maybe Costa Rica is important to you. Maybe you're really good at making things by hand, and you chose this image here. And this says womb. So you chose this card and it says womb, and it looks like someone is giving birth on this picture, and I don't know if you can see, but someone is actually holding them while they give birth. So they're not giving birth alone. And it's really interesting. In pile 3, their card was birth, and you have womb, which is really interesting. We'll see kind of what this reading's about. I'm just going to set this over here. We're going to look at your tarot cards first, and then I have one more oracle card. Wow, we have the 2 of Pentacles upright. We have the 6 of Swords upright. We have the Moon upright. And we have the Chariot in reverse. Okay, wow. Pile 4. You have, so I'm just gonna say what I'm getting right away. This message may resonate with you or it may not. Your message may come later in the reading, but I'm getting right away the message that you have made a decision. You've made a decision and you've moved forward with it, even though you don't know exactly how that decision is going to work out. And I just feel like the way forward is just not exactly clear, but you're still moving forward. It's almost like you are forging a path that has never been walked before. That's sort of how it feels. So you could be somebody who is a generational karma breaker in your family. Like you could be the first one in your family to be pursuing what you are pursuing. And I feel like in a way you have no idea where you're going and what all of this is leading to, but you have made a decision to follow your heart. I don't know why I'm getting that image, like your heart, your intuition, your feelings, your emotions, you're following them. You are following your heart. And I feel like that path is not the easiest one you could have taken. Like you could have taken a far easier path, but you decided to move forward. I want to say that you could have been between the option to just not follow your dreams and just let go of them and just quit everything and just do what was expected of you, but you wouldn't have been happy. Or you could have followed your dreams, followed your heart, and then have that be the harder option to choose, but you would be happy. Harder option to choose as in, it's going to be a more difficult path. It's like you're carving your way through the jungle trees, through like vegetation in the jungle. Like there's no clear path. And I feel like this path is low-key unstable. Like you're following your dreams, you're following your emotions. It feels good in a way. Like it feels like you are going towards your healing, but the path to get there may be unstable in some way. It's almost like unbalanced in a way. Look at the moon in all of these cards. It's all full moons, and then this kind of half moon is in reverse. And that's making me think that this is very extreme. Like what you have chosen to pursue is very extreme. You can't just part of the way be in it. It's like very extreme. And maybe this is a very intuition-based profession you're choosing, a very emotional profession, one that isn't like scientific or government or like in sales. It's like something very like caretaking, like being a tarot reader, being an astrologer, dealing with spiritual things, being a Reiki master, being a shaman, a yoga instructor, something like that. An artist, a designer. Didn't I say earlier, like making things by hand? You could be like a writer, a poet, and it's like it's a very extreme thing to do, and it's a very, like, you have to lean very much into your senses, your feminine senses, your ability to receive insights and downloads and spiritual information and other people's emotions. Like, it's a lot of receiving, and it kind of lacks that more like action, go-getter kind of building up the money kind of energy. Like, it's almost like what you are pursuing doesn't really have much room for that right now at least. Okay, so I'm getting another message too. You could be learning how to balance your time, and we just had Libra season, and in Libra season, Libra is the opposite of Aries. And what the Aries-Libra axis represents is pretty much how to take action and to initiate things. We also need to be balanced. And I feel like you're trying to balance things. And in order to have balance, sometimes you have to act, because that's that Aries axis to the Libra axis. It's like Libra's balance, Aries is action. They need each other. Like, if you just, it's almost like riding a bike. Like, if you just sit on a bike with two wheels, you're gonna fall over. So you either have to put one foot down or move forward. Like, it's easier to balance on a moving bike than to balance on one that isn't moving. It's almost like that. It's like you're trying to find balance, so you just went for it. And you're not really sure how to achieve that balance, and it's kind of been a struggle to really find that balance. Like, it almost feels like you haven't found that balance yet. So let's go ahead and look at our clarifiers. You may have related to all of those messages or just one of them. So, wow, we have the Five of Swords in reverse. Wow. We have the Ace of Pentacles upright. We have the, let's see, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? We have the Nine of Wands in reverse. We have the Three of Cups upright. We have the Four of Swords. And we have the Tower. Okay, I think I'm going to kind of move stuff around here. Okay, there we go. Just kind of moving things around to make room here. Let's see how these cards look. Okay, it looks decent, I guess. I'm trying to make everything so symmetrical and pretty, but sometimes things just don't work like that. Okay, wow. So I'm getting calm within the storm. I feel like you are just trying to rest. That could be what you're balancing, like rest with like low-key trying to keep your life going, like trying to keep things from falling down. And I feel like you made a decision that may have upset a lot of people. Like, I don't know why, but I feel like your decision, okay, I'm getting a few things here. I feel like what you decided to pursue was something that you had to do for yourself, but also for others. Like, I feel like you have set people free from your life, either by saying, this is who I am, take it or leave it, and they didn't take it and they left, or you were like, okay, you don't accept me for who I am, I need to move on without you because you're holding me back, you're keeping me in this back and forth, and I can't deal with that. Or you also could have been like, okay, I'm relying on a system that is not going to be able to support me, so I need to move on. So I just feel like you had to move on to preserve yourself, but also to preserve something else. Like, I feel like you're, okay, I'm getting this image of like somebody who relies on someone else for money. And this person that they rely on for money could be a job, could be a career. And it's like, you know, I want to be more creative in this career. And the job is like, no, we don't have room for your creativity in this business. You're gonna need to kind of put that aside and focus on what we need you to focus on. And it's almost like, okay, you know what? I have to leave this job so I can be creative, but also like, I can't have this job like giving me money, or like this person giving me money when like they're paying me to do something that I can't do. Does that make sense? Like it's like, okay, this job doesn't want me to be creative. They want me to focus on the projects that they want me to focus on, but I'm really bad at those projects. I'm meant to be more creative in this business. You see what I mean? So it's like, now they're paying me for doing a job really poorly. So it's almost like you had to move on because it was for your own good and also just the good of the situation as a whole. You had to move on. Like if you were to just have stayed in that situation, it would have been wrong for you, but it would have been the easier option. Like it's way easier to just be like, well, I guess I'll just do what they tell me to instead of find a whole new career, a whole new support system. But you didn't choose the easier option. And now I feel like you are seeing real results, that what you are pursuing will have concrete results. That's why I said earlier, it's like maybe you aren't seeing like that whole money motivation right now, but I feel like you're seeing like not warning signs, but signs that you will be getting paid. You will be getting things from this career, from this job. Like you are going to see things in the physical that prove, hey, I made the right call. Because remember how I was like, there's something about this job that's very intuitive, that's very like receptive, that's very feeling. Well, you're going to get things that are very action oriented, very like physical money, physical tangible things in your job that are going to balance you more. And I just want to say that your ability to go after your dream, to go after what you want, to go after what your heart was telling you to go after, was very brave of you. Spirit wants to highlight that for you to do that, you had to be very vulnerable. Almost like this girl in this picture, almost like this girl here. Like she's literally naked pushing out a baby. Like if someone tried to fight you while you were giving birth, you would not be able to defend yourself because you're literally pushing out a 7-pound human, 7 to 9 pound human, maybe even less than that, but whatever. It's like you are going to start seeing concrete results from this very vulnerable position that you've put yourself in. And Spirit just wants to say that you are very brave. And Spirit can't wait for you to relish in what you've built. I just feel like there will be a day where you are going to be celebrating what you have achieved. And there will be a day that you just feel so calm. But I do need to say the tower is here. The tower is here and womb is here. And someone is literally giving birth. There are significant changes that are going to happen from right now until then. There are a lot of things that are going to break down and feel unstable as you get to a point that is stable. Like there is going to be some fire that you are going to walk through to get to this point. And I think that you know that. I think you know that the road to success on a path that is not forged isn't necessarily going to be easy. But we know that childbirth is painful, don't we? And still we decide to have kids. We decide to, we don't have to decide to, but it's like humans know that childbirth is the most painful thing that you can go through as a human. I'm pretty sure giving birth to a baby is like one of the most, it's like the second most painful thing you could ever feel. Or maybe it is the most painful thing you could ever feel. But still, people still decide to have kids, even though they know it's going to hurt like hell. And I feel like that. Wow, and you chose the ram skull, and I was talking about Aries and Libra and the axis of action. You're going after it anyways. You know that it's not going to be easy, but you're going after it anyways. And you will achieve balance at the end of this, I promise. But it's not immediately apparent right now. But it will be. You are going to get concrete. I mean, you already have. If you've chosen this reading, you are either about to make the decision to move forward towards what your heart truly desires, or you already have done that. And if you have already done that, then you have seen concrete signs that you did make the right decision. Something about your life is improving right now. Even though some things feel very shaky ground, some things about your life feel better. You may have more time. You may have more rest. You may be sleeping better. You made the right decision in some way. If you have already made that call. If you have not made the decision yet, know that when you make this decision, it will put you at ease, even though you know it's not going to be easy. Let's go ahead and look at this oracle card. Wow, and we have the crow. So a crow could be one of your spirit animals. 1717 on my clock right now. Representing magic, mystery, and the power of the unknown. Didn't I say that? It's like you're going into the unknown and you're not sure where it's going to take you. Okay, the crow reminds us to embrace the unknown and tap into our own inner magic. Babies come from inside humans. Babies come from inside of us. And this magic, this world that you are creating, it's coming from the magic within you. The magic within you is calling you into the unknown. The magic within you is calling for you to choose yourself, to choose what you want. Remember, it's like you had to make a decision to set yourself free and to set other people free from you. It's like, oh, okay, you don't like what I'm doing? Then you don't need to watch me do it. Let me set you free. If I'm really upsetting you so much by following my heart and what I want out of my physical world, if me really choosing my peace disturbs your peace so much, then get out of my life. Like low-key, you could have gone through things like that, where you had to say goodbye to people. Say goodbye to things that were in your life that could have been really easy for you to keep around, in a way. Like it was hard to let go of those things. I don't know why, I'm just getting that energy. It's like, I don't know what's gonna happen when I let go of this thing, but I have to let go of it for my own peace and for peace in general. And that's almost like the Aries and Libra axis. It's like, to bring balance, I had to move forward. To bring peace, Libra, I had to move action, Aries. And so it's so important that you believe in the magic of what's unfolding in your life right now. There are going to be very concrete signs that you've made the right decision. If you have not made this decision right now, as soon as you make it, it might be a very unknown thing at first, like, I don't know what's going to happen, but then you are going to see concrete evidence. The tower could even be evidence, like it's going to come in like that, and you're going to be like, wow. It's going to come in out of nowhere, because the Ace of Pentacles, it comes out of nowhere. It's like it wasn't there and now it is. It's like you're going to get the reassurance that you made the right decision, that what you have chosen to move towards, even though you had no idea where it was going to take you, it's leading towards something very stable and concrete. But in the beginning, Like I said, it may have a lot of feminine qualities, like the womb. Didn't I mention the womb earlier? It's like very receptive, very receptive. The abyss, the mystery, the unknown is very receptive. It's almost like the womb. It's like anything can come from the womb. It represents potential in a way. And I feel like you're going to realize that you put your potential in the right direction. So keep believing in yourself, Pile 4. Those are all the messages that I have for you today. I hope that this reading resonated. I hope that it helped you on your journey. And I just want to say that you are doing something very commendable, very brave, and you will be rewarded for it. Even though it's hard, even though it's unknown and a dark, unpaved road. So those are my messages for you, Pile 4. If this reading resonated, feel free to like, comment. I love reading your comments. It's so cool how people interpret the different messages that I give. Obviously, if anything makes you uncomfortable, that you don't need to take that message as your truth. And subscribe for more readings. It lets me know that I'm doing a good job and that you really enjoy these readings. So I will see you in the next one, Pile 4. Bye.